shock in Vic's face says it all.
No!
Bro, they can't segregate.
Are
when they
you-
do it.
What?
What? I mean, even
I
with
can't
a
believe
mixed
what I've
bunch, it's not like...
It was bad before that, and now it's really bad.
How's it going, guys? Welcome to
Oh
Cyber
shit, they got my
Reacts.
attention.
Big Star and Mini Minter, and today we're looking at 10 school trips that went horribly wrong. Now, Vic
Wait.
and Mini Minter, and today we're looking at 10.
What is this thumbnail? Tell me every girl on the school trip just got pregnant. Fucking hell. No way. Any predictions? Any predictions, anyone? This vid is mad? Oh no! Okay, let's watch it. Fuck it.
School trips that went horribly wrong. Now, Vic picked this video out because he said in the thumbnail it was a load of pregnant schoolgirls.
You've done him so dirty.
Bro, you've done
him
him
so...
Bro, how is Harry gonna snake him like that? How's Harry gonna say that? That is... He couldn't have said that in a much worse way. That is...
It was a load of pregnant schoolgirls.
You've done him so dirty.
Bro, you've done him so
That's what
dirty.
happened.
You've done me.
Is that not what happened?
No, okay, I didn't pick the video because of that. I picked the video and then I was like, OMG, this thumbnail is mental.
Harry, I've put the thumbnail in WhatsApp
Oh,
to get
yeah.
your reaction.
Okay, let's have a look. I
Yeah,
haven't seen the
thoughts on that.
Oh my god. Oh, no, okay,
There you
yeah,
go.
That will be our thumbnail as well, which is one of us looking surprised on the side. You know what? Stick Harry. Stick Harry on the side of the
Oh, no.
thumbnail.
Who did they stick on the side? Who did they stick on the thumbnail? Oh no. It was Harry. They stuck... Oh shit. Well, the new Side Memory X doesn't have a thumbnail. Oh, where's the group chat? Emergency! Emergency, there's a new one and it doesn't have a thumbnail. Oh, no. One's literally just come out. Look at me saving the day. Back to the video. They stuck Harry on the thumbnail.
I'll do the pose now, one sec. I'll do it for the back.
You get it live on Cyber React. Do you know what was the worst one? Strangest Things in Hitler's Will, and it's me there smiling next to a picture of Hitler.
Oh, that was too funny.
No, the tweet that was like from Minecraft to Minecraft.
We do have fun on Cyber React. Anyway,
We do have fun. We do.
It's Charlie here.
Oh,
and today
he's
we're going to be
feeling
looking at
himself.
10 school trips that went horribly wrong. We all loved field
Horribly.
trips at school. It really didn't matter where you went, it was just better than being stuck at school.
This
But
is
these
not
students
wrong.
would rather be in class because their school
I thought I heard a dog barking. Trouble, thank you for the 1 month at tier 1. Appreciate you. Top sub in the chat.
trips ended up going horribly wrong, and in some cases changing their lives
Let's
would
read it
rather
out.
being cool. It really
Oh,
didn't
it was
matter where
in-
you went, it was just
I think it's in Harry's yard. You can hear the dog.
trips that went horribly wrong. We all loved
Horribly.
field trips at school. It really didn't matter where you went, it was just better than being stuck at school.
This is
But these
not
students
wrong.
would rather be in class because their school trips ended up going horribly wrong, and in some cases changing their lives forever. Before
Man.
we begin, be sure to click the subscribe button
100%
and the bell icon
optimistic.
too.
Subscribe to whatever channel you're currently
Coming
watching
at
this
number
on.
10, we have Mountain. School trips can be
This is
really
intense.
fun, but it always helps when your teacher isn't totally
This music's
brainless.
making me
This
anxious.
wasn't the case for one class trip that took place in 2014 in the UK. A teacher took
Oh,
her
in the
class
UK?
of 39 girls up a mountain for a trip. The mountain was one of the largest in England, which meant only people who were serious hikers should go up it. But despite the mountain being 2,500 feet up in the air, the teacher thought it would be fine for the girls to wander up there in skirts and sneakers. They soon found this to be impossible and freezing cold, but that's not all. The teacher had also forgotten to take a map or compass with her. It
Oh
soon
my
got
God.
dark and they became lost and were stranded up on the mountain before finally calling 911. A mountain rescue team soon found them wearing old garbage bags as they were so cold.
Man say calling 911.
Compass with her. It
Oh
soon
my
got
God.
dark and they
What?
became lost and were stranded up on the mountain before finally calling 911.
Which still didn't work because the emergency number in the UK is 999. That is outrageous. Who approved that school trip? I'm sure they have to go through an approval process. That's just how they say emergency services? No, because if I say someone in America called for help, I'll say they called 911, not 999, which is how I say it. Or how we say it in thing. Do you get me? You say the number as it is there, regardless of where you are.
A mountain rescue team soon found them wearing old garbage bags as they were so cold. Thankfully, they were rescued.
they find
but
garbage
it's a amount
bags?
of danger this dumb teacher put those kids in.
She's getting
I'm
fired
not sure
for
if she
sure,
got
right?
fired or even sued by one of the kids' parents. But at the very least, she shouldn't be allowed near any mountains ever again.
Any mountains, she shouldn't be allowed near any schools. Outrageous.
Next up is Monkey Sanctuary. In 2016, 33 students and 6 teachers from North Cobb High School in Atlanta went on a school trip to Belize. Among those students was 14-year-old Tamari Elijah Jackson, who was a freshman at the school. They were visiting a monkey sanctuary for 5 days. On the first day, their first activity was to go into the Sabun River. They were to wade into the river and then after that go hiking. However, the hiking never took place because while the students were wading around the shallow water, Tamari was reported missing. They searched for a while all
Eaten
around
by a
the
monkey
Bay
or something,
sanctuary
what
when
happened to it?
finally his body was found. However, his passing is said to be very mysterious. He was a good swimmer and the water was very shallow. Nobody saw him wander off and his passing appeared to be a total mystery. In 2017, his family sued, saying the staff were aware of his disappearance for hours before doing anything about it. The school had been doing the trip for 4 years and nothing bad had ever happened before. The school now goes to Costa Rica instead since the incident.
Wait, so do we know what happened to him?
What? We don't even know how he... Nah, that's mad.
Or not? He
No,
just
they're just
No.
mysterious. Bro, what are these trips? They're literally going into like jungles and mountains and just going, yeah, kids, go wander off.
I went to the beach, I think, once, maybe, and I looked at some rocks, and I don't know, there's nothing too mad.
No danger, no danger.
They went to a morgue! What?
What's going on?
Or just a theme park to bribe the class to be quiet. However, back in 2010, a New York school thought it would be a great idea to visit the local morgue. For those who don't know, the morgue is where
How
bodies
old are
stored
these
after
kids,
the people
though?
have passed away. So the high school took a group of students to
High
Staten
school,
Island
is that
morgue.
still?
Now that's already creepy, but I guess it did give them a better understanding of science. They saw many odd and scary things, but the cherry on top of the cake was a brain in a jar. The kids were fascinated by it and asked the tour guide for more information about it. She said it was a brain floating in formaldehyde that they use to keep brains fresh so they can examine and experiment with them. However, one student turned the jar around and saw a name tag that sent a chill down their spine. The name on the jar was of a student that went to their high school before they were involved in a terrible car collision months earlier. Of course, the kids on the trip told the entire school and word quickly spread to the kids' parents. They were furious as they'd barely gotten over it happening in the first place.
Surely
But
they
what's
have
more,
to
they
agree
weren't
to
even
that.
told, nor had they given permission for the
Yeah, I was
I
gonna
don't
say
think they
that.
realised.
They just had my man's brain. They just had my man's brain. Chilling in a jar. Nah, what's going on? And the parents didn't know about it. Nah.
I don't think I think it was just a coincidence, maybe. Like, surely they haven't been like planned. Like, all right, we're gonna show the kid the brain of the child that died.
No, I mean the parents have to give permission, right?
Oh yeah.
the medical examiner to do this. It really makes you wonder how many other people they secretly did this to as well.
That's
The parents
fucked.
sued the medical examiner for $1 million for doing this, and I have to say, rightly so. Next up is plantation. Back in the days of the slave trade was a terrible time in American history. However, it's important that we learn from our mistakes, which is why it's taught in schools. Most schools take care to explain delicately to young kids what took place. But one school was far from sensitive during a field trip back in 2013. The 4th grade class went to a plantation house turned museum in Georgia, USA. Everything was meant to be interactive
That from Django. It's from Django, right?
and authentic, and even had actors who dressed as slaves or slave
sharp.
owners. The kids also did activities, including some rather cringeful
No,
ones,
they
such as
didn't.
cotton picking.
Harry, have you got?
No, they didn't. They didn't make the kids do that.
Who thinks it's a good idea? Do you know what? Let's teach the kids about slavery by reenacting what it was like to be a slave. What? Just tell us what happened and tell us it wasn't good. We should never live like that and move on.
To what this school trip has done.
They took him to a plantation. What? Are they making him pick the cotton?
Yes.
Yes.
The class was split into 2 groups, with the black children being sent to cotton pick while the
Oh
white
my
kids
God.
tried old-timey clothing inside the house.
No!
Once again, what goes through your head? Is there anything going through your head? Like anything at all? I've broken my headphones. They are broken. What goes through your mind? Why?
Children being sent to cotton pick while the
Oh
white
my
kids
God.
wearing timey clothing inside the house.
No!
Bro, they can't segregate.
Are
when they
you-
do it.
What?
What? I mean, even
I
with
can't
a
believe
mixed
what I've
bunch,
just-
it's not like.
It was bad before that, and now it's really
I'm
bad.
sure the plantation museum employees didn't mean to be offensive, but talk about an ill-advised activity. I'm guessing they were trying to recreate how the old times were, but they really didn't think it through. Suffice to say, the parents and some of the kids were not happy, and the school and plantation quickly apologized. At least nobody passed away on this trip, but it must have been pretty uncomfortable. Next up
Fucking
is
hell,
nudist
people are
beach.
dumb.
Next up is Nudist
Fucking hell.
Beach. In 2015, a group of Cub Scouts aged 9 and 10 were visiting a beach in San
Bet they
Diego.
loved
They
it.
were being chaperoned by parents and Cub Scout leaders. It was all normal until they saw one man getting undressed. They assumed he was crazy or something, but as they continued their hike, they realized they'd wandered onto a nudist beach.
Oh,
The
no.
parents and group leaders quickly tried to change the route they were taking to get the kids away from all the naked people. However, they took a wrong turn and got lost on the nudist beach. The parents were
Get
less than
lost on a
impressed
nudist
when one of
beach.
the leaders tried to reassure them by saying he goes through here all the time. Eventually, they got out and had to
That's
face a
even
pack of
worse.
angry parents when it came time for the kids to be picked up.
How do you take a wrong turn and end up lost on the beach?
Do you know what I mean?
Surely you just walk
Like,
away from the
walk
water.
away from the beach, aim away from the sea and walk, and then you will leave the nudist beach.
Do you know what I mean?
Bro, one of the leaders was like, nah, I'm sure the way out is just down the other side of the beach.
You just look at the sea and go the other way is what you do.
Yeah.
Just goes to show even something simple like a walk on the beach can turn into the worst field trip ever. Or maybe the best if those Boy Scouts were just a few years older. Afterwards, they even had to have a meeting with the group leaders, parents, and local officials in order to assess the situation. The Boy Scouts of America said proper protocol was followed during the incident. However, the parents disagreed. One parent even said she was nauseated by seeing all the naked people on the beach.
Okay, she needs
that
to
is
chill.
a bit of an
She's chatting
overreaction
shit.
and
She's-
kind of
she's
offensive to
Karening.
the people on the beach too.
Yeah.
Jeez. Next up is water park. So some of these trips sound a little boring and educational, like going to an old plantation or a morgue. However, going to a water park during school time sounds fun and is perhaps
get me
every
involved.
kid's dream. However, in 2015, a class of kids from the UK went to Barcelona, Spain and visited a water park.
What?
The teachers told them all to use
Which
some...
I went
School's
to the
doing
wrong
this?
school. I went
Which
to the wrong
school is
we
taking
ain't
in
doing that,
Barcelona
bro.
and water?
Bro, we went to like a coal museum.
We went. Did we go to theme parks abroad? I'm sure when my lot were in school, so we had like the French side of the year and the German side of the year, because we all had to take like, or in my school we had to. Bam! Shut up, Siri. In my school we had to take 2 languages, but as you got into school in year 7, you were given like a language, so it was either French or German. So I was the French side of the year, but the German side of the year got to go on their trip to Germany, and they got to go to a theme park called like Phantasialand, which I've actually been to now, and it's quite sick. Yeah, but on the French side of the year, we didn't get to go to a theme park. It's a bit shit. Even when I went to Spain, we didn't get to go to a theme park. We just wandered around like cities. Dead. But yeah, schools did take people to theme parks on trips, I guess. In year 7, we got to go to Fort Park, which was sick.
green as the temperatures were near 40 degrees. The teachers offered them factor 50 cream, however the kid...
Let me go back.
Which
Yeah,
school
we
is
ain't
taking
doing
in
that,
Barcelona
bro.
and water?
Bro, we went to like a coal museum.
green as the temperatures were near 40 degrees. The teachers offered them factor 50 cream, however the kids, being kids, didn't want this. Thanks to this, 4 kids were sunburnt so badly they had to go to hospital. 15-year-old Connor Pritchard had to spend weeks in hospital since the trip. However, believe it or not, the parents were mad at the teachers about this. The teachers said they told the kids to apply sunscreen, but of course couldn't do it themselves.
That is a bit of an issue because they can't.
They can't just start
how-
rubbing the
how
kids.
are you gonna have a-
Yeah, literally, if the kids say no, we don't want sun cream on, you can't really force them. Right? They're not gonna start rubbing up the kids. That's mad.
Exactly. So what do they do there? What do they do? Do they just? I guess they should have said, "Oh, you can't be out in the sun then if you don't."
Yeah, go inside.
That makes sense.
Yeah, that would be smart.
But
But then even then, who's gonna stay and look after? Like, it's all techie. It's all techie.
you know, M7E does well, you know.
There you go. Big
Now,
plug.
the school says they might ban all future school trips if the children can't follow the rules. Next up is beach. One day in
Your
2015, a Texas school went on a field trip to a beach. Now that sounds nice enough, however, as kids sometimes do on beaches, one went missing. It was a 12-year-old girl named Samira Carlo. Despite being at the beach with 19 classmates and 2 teachers, she went missing while swimming. She was fairly far out to sea, standing on a sandbank with a teacher and several other female students. Some of the other kids began to get scared by the waves and being fairly far out in the sea, so one teacher brought them back to the shore. However, when they were back at the shore, they turned around and didn't see Samira. Rescue teams, the police and coast guards searched for 4 hours before her body was finally found. Her mom was spotted at the beach devastated, as anyone would be. The next day, the students wore blue into class, which was Samira's favorite color, and many students also wore bows to commemorate her.
It's a bit heavy for a student to go through, isn't it?
Next up is movies. Watching a movie doesn't sound like a bad school trip, right? I mean, the
so
movie
sad.
theater is overpriced and sticky,
What
but
are
it's
these
not
school
all
trips?
that bad. Well, once you hear about this field trip in context, your mind will change. One day, the Dallas Independent School District transported 5,000 boys from various schools in the Dallas area to a movie theater to see Red
5,000?
Tails. Red Tails is an inspiring movie about black men overcoming barriers in the military due to their race. But what about the girls, you might be asking? Well, they had to stay in school and watch Akila and the Bee, which is all about a black girl competing in a spelling bee. The school board meant was they were just trying to empower black students and teach them some black history. However, the segregation of boys and girls made parents pretty mad. Women in the military also got mad too, and don't even get me started on black women in the military. The district defended themselves, saying the movie theater couldn't hold all the students. However, there was just too many holes in that excuse.
Oh, dear.
Next up is pregnant.
That's not the worst
This one
scandal. I get it. I
Oh.
don't think that's the
Next up
worst
is
one out of the
pregnant.
lot.
This one took place at a high school in Florida. One group of students went to a rural town and bunked together in a hotel for the duration of a field trip. The trip was 5 days long, so not that much could happen in that time, right? Well, that's where you would be wrong. When the students returned, it was discovered that 4 of the female students were pregnant.
my God.
There were around 20 boys and 30 girls in the trip, and they'd all stayed in the same hotel. The parents were livid, and they said the teachers didn't do enough to prevent this happening. And they were
my
extra mad, seeing as the
God.
students were only 17 years old. At least the students had fun on the field trip, even if they will have to put up with the
Man said at least they had fun. 4 of them. Pregnant. At 17.
screaming kid for 6 years. And to top it all off, they're even too old to appear on 16 and Pregnant and make some money out of the situation.
Oh my gosh, nah, the commentator's violating. The commentator's violating. The commentator's violating. Wow. Wow, 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 wow.
Oh my. That's an L.
Disneyland. Do you think you have mean teachers? Well, I bet they're nothing compared to the teachers at this school. As a reward for their students graduating, teachers at Rosedale Public School told their 8th graders they'd be going on a Disneyland school trip. Brochures were printed and a long presentation was given to the kids. They even made the kids do roommate arrangements and created a schedule for the Disneyland trip. The kids were obviously very excited, as what could be better than a trip to Disneyland with all your friends? However, it wasn't long until the teachers broke some bad news to them. They admitted it was all one big prank. You see, the teachers had lied about going to Disneyland, and really they were going to the local bowling alley. The teachers got a cheap laugh, but the kids were furious, and the prank was even caught on
Bowling's
camera.
still fun.
Still.
Like,
That's
they
just-
could have had
that's just-
nothing. They
Why would you? No, what? Why? Why would you promise them Disney? You're trying to reward them, so you prank them by telling them they're going somewhere sick, and then you take. You're meant to do the opposite. You're meant to tell them they're going somewhere that's not so great, and then take them somewhere amazing that will blow their mind.
could have had
Yeah,
no
but
trip.
you can't gas them
That's-
up like that.
that-
Take
come
them
on.
bowling. That's
Look, you
Come
do what you
on.
do to get the grades they want.
Is snacks. This is one of the smallest and weirdest school trips
Snack.
on this list. One day at Wells Middle School, teacher Heather Kaggle was teaching math. However, she got a little hungry, as you do, but she decided to sneak 11 students into a car for a snack run. 7 went in the back seat, 2 in the front
What?
seat, and 2 in the trunk.
Does
It
this
must have
count?
2 in the trunk. Man said she put 11 students in her car. Oh, this is from The Modern Family. I love this show. I big up everyone who watches Modern Family. Sick, sick, sick.
Looked like a clown car. No offense, girls. They drove to a local Walmart and grabbed some snacks. On top of all this, she had to leave 2 students alone in the classroom as they wouldn't fit in her packed car. She was obviously immediately fired and may be the most irresponsible teacher on
That
this
is
list.
so
What
dumb.
do you think? Check out the poll in the top right corner to vote for the worst school trip on this list.
I mean, one of the ones where someone died, surely.
Yeah, I guess, yeah, it has to be.
I think the death one's bad. I think the pregnancy one's almost the worst because you've got 4 pregnant women now. Like, what are you going to do now? Like, look, they seem fun though, half of them. I'm having a good time on them.
They all, yeah, a lot of them seem on the outset more fun, but yeah.
Well, let us know in the comments down below if you had any weird school trips.
Yeah, good chat.
And we'll go through them at some point. Thank you guys for watching.
Alright.
Peace.